Hello, everybody, on a beautiful, incredibly pretty, but cold, well, chilly. It's cold this morning, below freezing. Sunday afternoon in southern Oklahoma. We've just had a beautiful, spectacular fall. And I just thought I'd walk down here at the dock and shoot this video off the dock just so you could look behind me at those mountains over there. I just can't remember a fall, and I know I've run it into the ground. Some of y'all probably saying that and realizing I thought tried to zoom in there, but I can't really zoom on that. But you look back there behind and you see that back there, and you just look and say, wow, wow, wow. I'm sure we've had falls just this pretty. I don't know. I can't remember any. I know the last 2 years hadn't been when we hadn't had any rain. So evidently the extra 12 or so inches of rain we got this year made a difference in the tree. And the fall has been spectacular. It's been basically Indian summer, they call it here in Oklahoma. When you live with an Indian like I do, every summer's Indian summer, so that's really, really good. But the fall has been spectacular weather. We've just had so many 70 and 80 degree days during the fall, and we've got actually, even though it got down below freezing, below 30 degrees this morning, we had some snow here in Oklahoma, just as close by as Oklahoma City, which is only about 100 miles north of us here. So we had quite a lot of snow just a little bit north of that, and then a little bit west of Oklahoma City. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. So wintertime has shown up in places, and I know all those people appreciated the moisture, and the snow was really, really pretty. They enjoyed that, I'm sure. We got like 1/10 of an inch of rain. 1/10, that's right. It's all we got out of this system. But it's just been a fantastic fall, and the colors have just held on and held on and held on. I can't remember. God, it's cold out here. Not going to stay out here very long. But my crappie have moved away from the dock, by the way. The last 3 or 4 times I've walked down here and tried to catch a fish, haven't had a single bite. Not one single bite. People ask me all the time, beginning in January, we'll be 47 years on national television. And we begin January, we'll be on the Pursuit Network as well as WFN for a few weeks. We'll be on WFN 4 times a week all year long. We'll be on Pursuit 3 times a week all year long. We'll be on the Discovery Channel 4 or 5 weeks. We'll be on ESPN the first 20 weeks of the year, starting I think either the last Saturday in December or the first Saturday in January. I'm not sure. You want to check and catch that. 7:30 Eastern time on Saturday morning for the first 20 weeks of the year. So but it'll be the 3rd year we've been back on ESPN. We were on there 21 years previously in this long run of television shows we've had. 47 years on national television. I think the 3rd longest or 4th or 5th longest running television show in the history of television with the same host. And I think it may be number 3 with the same host, and number 5 or 6 just on television, period. I think All My Children and General Hospital may have been on longer, but they change people all the time. We haven't changed people. And I think the 2 shows that are on that with one host have been on longer than me or my buddy Roland Martin, who's been on 2 years longer, a year longer anyway. And then Bill Dance, who think I've been on 4 years longer, I think. So I think those guys might have been on, we're looking at 49 and 51 years that those guys have been on television. Both of those buddies of mine turned 83 this year, and they're going strong. They're going strong. I visited with Roland quite a bit this past week. I was with him for a couple of days up in Ohio for a big Bass Pro Shop grand opening there, and we just had a great time. Johnny Morse was there, and Charlie Evans, my buddy Charlie Evans, was there, and we just had a fabulous time. Fabulous time. And so thousands of people showed up. I don't know how many thousands, but thousands of people showed up there for that grand opening in Niles. We're opening 8 new Bass Pro Shop stores this next year, so keep an eye out for some of them in your area. And I think the very next one we open up is another one back up in the great state of Ohio, as a matter of fact. So we've had just a beautiful week. We've had the kids here all week, and anytime you have your kids with you, it's fantastic. Jamie and Jordan came down, Jack and Sherry came down, and we had a big Thanksgiving. We watched football games and basketball games, and just had a big time. I mean, just simply had a big time. And Jack and Sherry is getting ready to leave. Jamie and Jordan went home last night. Jamie runs the sound system for our church back on Lake Tenkiller, Keys Baptist Church, and Jordan plays the drums. And they do go to church with us when they're down here on a Sunday, but they had to get back there and participate in their own church service back there on this Sunday morning. So, but it's been great. By the way, we are back shipping pecans. I just want to let everybody know that we're shipping pecans. And Cyber Monday is tomorrow, I guess. Cyber Monday, that's tomorrow, isn't it? So I'm going to be looking for all the Cyber Monday deals, particularly at my favorite store, Bass Pro Shop. But and we'll kind of try to be reporting on that. Our Black Friday sales at JimmyHouston.com was phenomenal. We sold lots and lots and lots and lots of books. I think the books were 30% off during Black Friday, so we had lots of people buy lots of Christmas gifts. Catch a Better Life book, I signed about 100 of them last night, so if you want your book personalized and autographed, let us know and we'll get that done and try to get it back to you in plenty of time for Christmas. But Christmas is not too far down the line, so you want to get those orders in as quickly as possible. We've got lots of fishing lures there. We've got a lot of Jimmy Houston Blaze Series combos, rods and reels. We've got lots of t-shirts and hats and a lot of great Christmas gift items for people that love the outdoors. As I said, we are shipping pecans. We've just shipped out lots and lots and lots of pecans. The fire and the processing plant is all cleaned up and back to processing pecans every single day and getting those orders out the door. And so if you want pecans, we'll probably go into maybe the first week or 10 days of January. It just kind of depends on how the harvest goes. We are harvesting as we speak right now. We carried a load of about 3,000 pounds over to the processor yesterday, so we're still getting pecans off the trees. So the pecans you receive from us will be absolutely fresh, never frozen. Fresh pecans. Fresh pecans are far, far better than any pecans you've ever eaten. I don't care where you buy them in the stores, they've been frozen. And the only way to get fresh pecans is get them right now, this time of the year. November and December here in southern Oklahoma. Most of the places in the south, November and December. And you can get fresh pecans in, but you pretty much have to get them from a processor if you're going to be able to do that. So but we're shipping pecans out, so you get your pecans orders in. You can go to JimmyHouston.com and get those in. We're not far away from the first of another month. So if you're not received the Jimmy Houston Outdoors newsletter, it's the best newsletter in the outdoors marketplace, I promise you. It's just really, really beneficial. Got lots and lots of great information in it. And all you need to come here, what do you got? Oh, you always got something chewing on it, aren't you? Benelli always comes by chewing on something. I don't know where this is little swimming minnows that I've been crappie fishing with. I don't know where the baits are that was inside of them. That she might have got this out. I think she just got this one out of the trash over there, looks like. So, and she's looking at me like, why'd you take that away from me, boss? I wouldn't hurt anything. But if you just go in there to JimmyHouston.com, and all we need is your email address. It's an email newsletter. You can read it, look at it, look at all the articles in there. You can link to every sponsor we have if you have questions about products or you want to ask them about anything. We've got coupons in there, things where you have discounts on various things. It's just absolutely an incredibly, incredibly great newsletter. And you can look at it, delete it, keep it, whatever you want to do. But and it is absolutely free. It doesn't cost anything at all. Just we don't need your address, don't need your name. All we need is your email address. We do not sell these email addresses or make them available to anybody else, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you're like me, about everybody in the world's got your email address anyway. But we will not share that email address with anybody. But we have another newsletter coming out, Jimmy Houston Outdoors newsletter coming out December 1, which is just right around the corner. I think maybe it's next Friday. So if you get in there and get that in, then we'll send you a newsletter, and we'll send you one every single solitary month. It's a great time of the year to think about repowering your boat while we're in kind of a lull of this fishing season. Most of the south fishing slows down a lot as a lot of the outdoorsmen turn to hunting in the months of November and December and January. It's a great time to repower your boat. So if you're thinking about, you've had your boat for a long while and you're kind of out jazzing it up a little bit, think about maybe redoing the interior, putting some new carpet in, and then also thinking about putting a new Mercury engine on the back of it. Right now is a great time to do it. Most of the boat dealerships have time to repower. I know at Jimmy Houston Marine, we repower a lot of boats there at Jimmy Houston Marine. Boats last basically forever if you take good care of them. You will wear those engines out over a period of years, so you can get a brand new, all of our engines now are 4-stroke. You don't have to worry about buying oil. And so it works out real good. So you might want to think about, if you want to upgrade your fishing boat, you might want to think about repowering with a new Mercury engine. Go to your Mercury dealer and they can take care of you on that. It's a great time of the year to think about doing it right now. I have actually got a 2003 model Ranger that I repowered a couple, 2 or 3 years ago, and I might just show you that boat here sometime in the next few weeks and just show you. what happens when you kind of refurbish an old, what is that boat now? 20 years old, 20 years old, and it just looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. So it's a good time of the year to think about something like that. One of the things I want to talk about just a second today, nothing that is any motivating or anything like that, is the rut. The rut, and it's when the bucks chase the does and go through the reproduction cycle of white-tailed deer. It's absolutely the best time of the year for any deer hunter. As bucks get very uncautious, they move around, they walk all day, they put themselves in dangerous situations. But just the rut itself, take the hunters out of it, and the hunters complicate it. And make it more difficult, because a lot of deer get killed that wouldn't got killed if they hadn't been out chasing does in the middle of the day. A lot of these big bucks especially are nocturnal. They only move a lot at night. They don't move much in the daytime, but then they'll run around chase does daylight till dark and all night long too at the same time. So it's a very dangerous time, but they're running across the highways. Lots and lots and lots of bucks and does both get killed because of the rut, because they're simply running out through highways, running out in front of cars and trucks and getting killed. Actually, in this country right here, literally by the thousands. But it's a dangerous time for them in the woods too, if they even have no highway close by. We had one really nice buck, a 7x6 buck, 3-year-old buck, beautiful, that was actually killed by another buck, killed by our pet buck, Forrest. And Forrest became really, really ornery this year. He damaged another doe real bad during the mating process, and the mating process is very, very physical and very difficult for deer. They do a lot of running and same old thing, just like anything else. Until the girl's ready, there's nothing going to happen, guys. There's just nothing going to happen. Even if you're a big old white-tailed buck and you're the most beautiful buck in the woods, she don't really care. So anyway, it's a it's a dangerous time, because they are so they're so uncautious. They're cautious. One of the most cautious animals are, and they're so uncautious during that time of the year. So the hunters, it's a bad situation. The predators, the critters that are out there trying to catch them and kill them and eat them, they're not nearly as cautious as around those. They'll walk up on hunters. They'll walk up on people. They run out in the middle of the highway and get run over all the time. It's just crazy things that happen. They will kill each other fighting. They will kill each other actually during the reproduction process. You know, bucks will kill does during that reproduction process. Talk about rough sex, it's rough sex. There's no doubt about it. And the big bucks, the really big, the ones that really do most of the breeding are the biggest, the most weight, the heaviest, and so that's a problem too. So if you're in an area where you can take care of the deer during the next 2 or 3 months, a lot of states, particularly in the north, a lot of states do not allow you to feed deer. Most every state in the south allows you to feed deer. They allow you to have feeders out. It's a great thing to do. I use Texas Hunter feeders out of San Antonio, Texas. I've used them pretty much as long as they've been in existence. A good friend of mine owned that company forever, and I think he sold that to Pradco. But it's a great feeder. They've got stand-and fill feeders that you can just, stand on the ground, dump your feed in. They're great to have around the house. You can set them to time them, set them and watch your deer, and plus it helps get the deer through the winter time. If you're in the south, anywhere around close to Decatur, Alabama, I use South Fresh Deer Food out of Decatur, Alabama. I've been using it for years and years and years. It's tremendous deer food. They love it. The deer are just now, they pretty much got off of that deer food here at the house during this rut. There are a lot of acorns falling, but now they're starting to come back. I had 5 does out there this morning, 5 does and babies out there this morning, as a matter of fact. So if you're around some place where you have deer and it's legal to have a feeder in your yard, it's just a wonderful thing to do. You'll be able to watch the deer. The deer will get used to you, and they'll kind of tame down, and you may even get to the point where you can go out and almost feed them by hand, or even feed them by hand. I've done that. And the wild turkeys, if you're in an area where you have wild turkeys, you're going to have wild turkeys start coming around to your feeders as well. And it just gives you another little glimpse of the outdoors, and some glimpse of the outdoors you don't get to see anywhere else. So the rut is a difficult time for the deer. The bucks lose a lot of weight. The does use a lot of weight. So if you're where you can feed the deer, it's a good thing to do. A lot of people just throw feed out. A lot of friends I have in Texas live in housing divisions with houses everywhere, and they throw corn and deer feed out on their driveway, and some of them will have 20, 30, 40, 50 deer coming around every single day. So it's a lot of fun. But not only that, it helps the wildlife. It helps the deer. And if you're a deer hunter, you're more interested in helping the wildlife than probably just about anybody alive. Hunters and fishermen are the best environmentalists, the best conservationists in the world. And I'm not talking about the joke about a conservationist is a bad shot. A bad shot is a conservationist, or somebody that doesn't know how to fish. He's a conservationist because he doesn't ever catch anything. But anyway, I hope none of y'all can identify with either one of those. But hunters and fishermen care about the game and fish and the woods and the waters and the streams, and they want to make it better and better and better. Not only do they want to make it better, but they have made it better as time goes on. Guys and girls, take one more look at that mountain over there. I'm going to give it a rest one of these days pretty soon, but when that sun hits that mountain in the morning over there, a little fog rising off this lake, it's almost heaven. It's almost heaven. Guys and girls, have you a great one out there this week. Make sure you're part of the solution, not part of the problem. Make sure that you're smiling and treating everybody special, because they are. And when you smile to somebody and tell them to have a great day, that may be the only time that anybody smiles at them all day long. So go out there and let folks see Jesus in you. And remember, I sure do love you.